Well, you get down to fiddle and you get down to bow, kick off your shoes and you throw them on the...
Hello, this is Shirley Gu here from Hollywood Happenings at the W Hotel. And today we're interviewing Michael Hermsmeyer, better known as Michael Todd. How are you today, Michael?
I'm doing good, Sharon.
I understand that I've been reading a little bit about you, and I listen to music. It's great.
Thank you.
I love it. And I understand that you can play 50 instruments. Is that true?
That is true.
What are some of your main instruments that you play?
Well, the main instruments I play, mostly in the country field, pedal steel guitar, fiddle, electric guitar, acoustic guitar, bass guitar, dobro, mandolin, banjo, a lot of the bluegrass style instruments. And I've also recently, in the last few years, started playing some saxophone and some trumpet. And it's been quite a challenge to go a different route. But I started out as a drummer in the 4th grade and played drums all the way through high school and college.
Okay, in 1999, they said that you joined the cast of the Nashville North Music Theater. And how long were you with them?
It was actually 1990, and we did that for about 6 months until the theater closed up. I was a member of the band North Country, the house band there at Nashville North in Taylorville, Illinois. I had a great time doing that. And then we actually, after that, became the Illinois Country Jubilee for about another 6 months. And then we kind of split up after that and went our separate ways, did other projects.
Well, I heard that you were nominated for some other things too at that time. Can you
Yes, it was the first year of the awards for the Illinois Country Music Association, and we were nominated for Show Band of the Year. I was also nominated for Songwriter of the Year, Male Vocalist of the Year, and Instrumentalist of the Year, and New Album of the Year. So there was five categories that I was nominated in. We did actually win the Show Band of the Year.
Wow, that's great. And then it says you relocated to Nashville, Tennessee in 1995.
I did.
And what did you do during that time? Did you travel with somebody?
When I moved to Nashville, I had already been to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. I worked in Dollywood for a year. And then I worked in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina at a couple of different places. Moved to Nashville in 1995, got a job with Darren Norwood, a new artist at that time. He had a couple of top 20s. And I started with him in January 95, and we worked most of that year together. And the single that he had out at the time was called My Girl Friday. Some of you might remember that. It's been a while back, I know, almost 20 years. But yeah, it was really my first time full-time professionally out on the road like everybody wants to do, and it was an amazing experience. I really enjoyed it.
It says you also traveled to Canada and all over the U.S., that you traveled with Paul Brandt. How was that?
I did travel with Paul Brandt. I was his first steel player when he was just first starting coming out with his first album with Warner Brothers, actually on Reprise Records at the time. It's a Warner Brothers company. And his debut was in the town of Banff, Alberta, Canada. And it's one of the most gorgeous places I've ever seen. I want to go back. Got pictures and postcards. We went up in one of the sky lifts. We went up to 12,000 feet and took a look around. And it was just amazing. The opening of the show we did there was a lot of fun too. The Banff Hotel was just.
Would it be a place you might think about living?
There's snow up there all the time, so probably not.
Okay. I guess we don't want to. Okay, so in 2011, after the unexpected death of Zeke Zimmerman, you went and joined the band of Doc Holliday. And how long were you with him?
I was with Doc Holliday for probably a little over a year the first time around. And then in 2012, I got a call from Neil McCoy's people. We got connected, and he was looking for a fiddle player, mainly a fiddle player. That's what he was. His fiddle player was leaving, and he was looking for another fiddle player. And we found out I played steel and guitar and mandolin and some of the other instruments, and he was interested in getting me on board. It was about a year I worked with him, but I still lived in Illinois. He's based in Longview, Texas. So it was just, it was okay most of the year, and then towards the end of the year when the work started dropping off, then it just got to be really, really difficult. And that's really the only reason I left Neil. And Neil's a wonderful guy. I love working with him. High energy show.
This is a long ways from each other, Illinois and
Well, it was
Texas.
a 12-hour drive just to get to the bus.
You drove this?
Yes. And because I had my equipment back and forth. Some of the guys flew in, and it just, to get the good flights, you have to really get everything ready in advance, and I wasn't in that position at the time. I did live in Branson, Missouri, again, for about half of 2012, just trying to make it work easier. I'm not saying I gave up too soon. I know he's got a really good year planned out right now, and they're doing really good. So I'm really happy for them. But I've gone on. I went back to Illinois and got back together with the Doc Holliday gang, and I worked with them for about another year.
That's great. Okay. You have a one-man show called Michael Todd's One-Man Show.
Michael Todd's One-Man Show, yes I do. I started that up when I was still in, I made the plans when I lived in Phoenix for about a year and a half before I moved back to Illinois and joined up with Doc Holliday the first time. I was working a 500-seat dinner theater out there, 6 and 7 nights a week, sometimes 2 shows a day, and it was a lot of work, and it gave me, I worked with a couple other people aside of the Opry where they did solo acts, and then I would come in and sit in with them. We'd do some duos, some duets and things, and some trios and different things. And it just, the one-man show just seemed like something I needed to do to prove to myself that I could do it. Because I'd always been in the background. I'd always been the guy backing up the other artists, and it just became something that I needed to do for myself and just to see if I could do it. And when I moved back to Illinois, it worked into working in a couple of wineries there and just started up. It just worked out really well for me and for people that maybe couldn't afford a whole band for their establishments. So they could bring me in, get up to 20, 25 instruments and 3-4 hours worth of music for a good price. And it worked out really well for a long time. And it still would if I really focused on it and stayed in one place.
Okay, you have a website that people go to?
I do. It's www.onemancountryshow.com, all spelled out. The word one, onemancountryshow.com. And you can go there and see quite a bit of what I can do.
Now, is it downloadable, or if somebody want to download a couple of your songs?
I don't have anything set up. I don't have anything set up for downloading right now, only because of licensing. That it's just I just don't want to get in trouble with some songwriters.
But they can go there and enjoy
Yeah.
your music.
There's links on that website that you can go to that will take you to my ReverbNation site and my bandmix site, and you can see and hear some videos. I've got a YouTube channel. That link is on my website as well.
And let me tell you, I did listen to some of his music. He's great, guys. You got to go there and listen to his music. He's great.
Thank you, Sharon.
How do you balance the time between your one-man show and doing freelancing and traveling with different bands and stuff?
Well, it's been getting a little bit more difficult, and that was one of the issues I ran into with Doc Holliday. They usually played Fridays and Saturdays, some Sundays, some Thursdays, some Wednesdays. It just depended. And my one-man show, I try to book about 6 months ahead of time. And we ran into a couple conflicts, and we got them taken care of. But it's just increasingly a little bit of a problem trying to do both as the one-man show became a little bit more popular. Doc Holliday was becoming more popular, so we just ran into some little small issues there. Nothing. I don't have any problem with any Doc Holliday guys. They're all like family to me. They treat me really well. We get along great. So there was never any negativity between us.
Well, I know that you're a one-man show. Have you ever thought about possibly organizing your own group?
Well, I had my own groups several years ago. I had the Marauders and Working Man's Band. This has been back in early 80s, well into 1990 when I left my old bands. I left my old bands to go work at Nashville North. At Nashville North, in Taylorville, Illinois, we were the house band that opened for Nashville acts. So I felt like that was a good place to be, to kind of meet some of the folks, kind of watch them, see how they operated, and then eventually work my way to Nashville and then have a little bit of a head start by knowing some people. And it was a lot of fun. We did different music every week, so it was a constant learning process.
Okay, do you prefer being like a solo act where you can go freelance with different groups? Is it more interesting for you? Or, I mean, I expect that it's more fun, you know, playing with different groups. You get to learn different types of music and stuff like that.
I've worked for a lot of Nashville artists. I've worked for a lot of Branson artists, and doing my own thing, I have a lot of freedom as to what I want to perform, what I can perform, and it's generally up to the crowd to. I kind of work off the crowd, so they'll do what they want to do. I've got a songbook of 300 song lyrics that I keep with me in case I get a request. I can look it up, see if I've got it. Yeah. And so I can do that for them, and that always helps fill up the tip jar. So that's always good too.
Thank you. The tip jar comes in. What type of music do you usually prefer to play?
I do
country or?
I do primarily country because that's where my instrumentation, most of the instruments that I play falls into the country category: the pedal steel, the fiddle, the banjo, the dobro, the mandolin, the electric guitars. I'm a big fan of all kinds of music. I love blues, I love jazz, I love bluegrass, I love pop, I love just about anything there is out there. Except for some of the really, really hard heavy metal and the rap. I'm not real big into that, but again, that my crowd isn't asking for that, so I'm not having to learn that for them. I get requests for a lot of Merle Haggard, a lot of George Jones.
Good music.
Yeah.
Good music.
A lot of good old country. That's what they want back home.
So, it's like in Illinois, do you find the crowds are different than when you go to large cities? And I mean, are they more enthusiastic back there, or more enthusiastic as you travel?
Well, a one-man show I mainly have done back home in Illinois, a lot of the wineries and in smaller clubs and things. The Doc Holliday is a old country honky-tonk band. So again, Illinois just loves that. They love that band. We played some places in St. Louis that love it too. There are places that will do more rock and roll, more harder rock, more pop stuff, but not getting too far away from the honky tonk, because that's kind of with Doc Holliday, that's kind of who they are, what they are, and what they want to be.
Tradition.
Yeah. With some of these other bands, I just got off the road with Jason Petty and Carolyn Martin, where we did a Hank Williams tribute. Jason is the leading Hank Williams tribute artist out of Nashville. He did his show, Hank and the Honky Tonk Heroes, and the play, Lost Highway, he did just off Broadway in New York City and had rave reviews. And when I found out that he needed a non-pedal steel player for a couple of weeks, I was all over it. You know? It was the non-pedal steel as opposed to the pedal steel. There's no pedals, no levers, two 8-string necks, so it's more challenging. But it's got to be that way to get that sound that's right for that music. And that's what I was going to talk about a little bit about the instrumentation that I use. It's about the song and what does the song mean. In my one-man show, I do use tracks. Most of them that I've recorded myself in my recording studio, Utility Productions. But I leave out the instrument that I'm playing, and I leave out my lead vocal. So you'll hear other instruments and you'll hear backup vocals, but most of the time it's me. So the one-man show truly is a one-man show. It's a one-man operation. That's kind of the thing behind it.
It's like you're making those instruments speak to each other.
Right.
It's like a conversation between them.
Right.
And it's great. I love it. Have you been working on any albums lately or anything like that?
Actually, the last album I finished was in 2010, so I'm a little bit behind, 4 years behind now. Something I've got to work on. I've got one here that is called Michael T's Country Time Favorites that I finished in 2006, and it has been one of my most popular ones. It's got Louisiana Saturday Night, Eastbound and Down, Seven Bridges Road, Fox on the Run, Don't Went Down to Georgia, Touching the Master's Hand, a lot of things like that.
Is that album available right now?
It is available. You can email me through my website, and I can explain how to pay for that. I do take PayPal.
Okay.
We can work something out.
Okay, great. So, what are you doing right now? Right. I mean, like, you came to California.
I came to California with Jason Penny and Carolyn Martin, and we did 3 different shows out here. We started out doing Hank and my Honky Tonk Heroes. Then we did a show with Jason and Carolyn called Country Royalty, which is the first half is Hank Williams tribute, the second half is Patsy Cline tribute by Carolyn Martin. Carolyn, by the way, it was just awarded a spot in the Hall of Fame in the Texas Western Music Association. I think I said that. I'm not sure if I said that right. But the Texas Western Music Association Hall of Fame, she's a member of it. And to work with somebody of that caliber is just amazing. And her husband, Dave Martin, is a Nashville record producer, a right bass player, and just knowledgeable, helped me in so many little ways. Just a small suggestion here and there, and it made the music so much better. It was great working with a producer that knows so much. And then we did a show called, what's the last one? I'm trying to think. I got it. It's called, it was the Cowboy Show. It was Jason Petty's, I can't remember now. Jason Petty's Cowboy Heroes, I think, is what the name of it was. And again, it was Jason singing some of the real old time cowboy songs. And I played a lot of acoustic guitar on that show. And Carolyn sang some of the Patsy Cline songs that Patsy had recorded some Western music.
Are you saying old? Are you saying like Roy Rogers like type thing?
I'm saying older. I'm saying back in 1800s.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
Old cowboy songs that the cowboys would sing on the trail ride, bringing the cattle.
Trails to you?
Well, that's even before that.
Hey, I'm trying to get back there.
Dale Evans wrote that.
I'm trying to get back in there with those old cowboy songs.
And we did talk about Roy Rogers and Sons of the Pioneers and Dale Evans and some of the more modern cowboy singers like George Strait, Alan Jackson. Yeah.
I love those people. Are you going to be doing any entertaining near tomorrow, next week, whatever?
Well, as a matter of fact, yes. I'm out. After coming to California, I got in contact with my friends, the Doo-Wah Riders, here in LA, and their fiddle player has been in and out. He's been a little bit ill. I don't want to get into that. That's his business, but they're looking for someone permanently. They're trying to hire me, but we still got a little bit of talking to do. But I am working with them through April 8th, and we will be right here in the LA area. You'll see this tomorrow, but on the 16th, Sunday tomorrow at Los Alamitos at the starting gate. And we'll be at another place just down the road, a couple of days from now, in Chatsworth, California. That's on, excuse me, I have to look at my notes, February 20th and 21st. And then down at San Juan Capistrano on the 27th and 28th, we're at the Swallows Inn. So we do still have a few dates in California. And then I think it's March 1st at the Water Wheel Saloon in Norco, California. Then we go to Arizona for a month, for the whole month of March. Yeah, we'll be out in Arizona for a month. Then we'll go to Georgia. What is it in Georgia? It's on the next page. Excuse me.
This is like a United States tour.
Well, we're going across the south. We're going to Noonan, Georgia first show. Then we're flying to Poteet, Texas for 3 days at the Strawberry Festival. And then we fly back to the bus and go down to Belgrade, Florida for our last show.
We're going to be busy.
We're going to be busy.
But I know you're loving it.
I am.
I know you're loving it because there's so many people want to be where you're at now, and they go, why? You know, some of them are sitting back with the dreams that you're experiencing, which is great. You know.
And some are sitting back in Illinois in the snow. And I'm sorry about that.
Exactly. Snow didn't not snow as high.
Because it was 95 here yesterday. Sorry.
So,
Hollywood happenings. We're going to a commercial. You guys stay tuned.
Hello, muchas gracias. Buenos dias. This is Mr. Freddy Fender, and I have been issued the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge by Mr. Michael Todd. So I just wanted to say that this is probably going to ruin my head and my hair, but it's okay because it's for a good cause. So, and of course you know that once I had a secret love. And my secret love's no secret anymore. Well, it is, but you know who you are. Here is my bucket. I do not have much ice because it is very hot today. But I hope that you enjoy this. So, muchas gracias. And thank you for all the ALS research. And thank you, Lord, God in heaven, for healing us every day. Thank you. I feel wonderful.
Michael Todd's one-man show.